Hello and welcome back to the channel. This little video is just going to show you guys how I light up my garden at night. So I use various solar spotlights. Generally I use warm white rather than the white light, as this warmer colour tends to give the garden more of a atmosphere that kind of matches that tropical style which I'm after. So I have a light down here which shines across the pond, the surface of the pond there, and you can see in the distance there the Trachycarpus strip stem. So that one lights up really well. It shows all the details. So if I zoom in, you can really see how that stem stands out, as well as it underlighting the sort of branches there. So either side of the patio I have these two waggy palms, and again I use these spotlights to show you a bit closer up there. So these are solar and you can see they're quite bright. So certainly during the spring and into the summer, the light that they give is really fantastic. Over in the bar area I've got a solar light again which lights up in different colours. So at the moment that's just cycling through the colours on there, so that just gives a bit of a kind of atmosphere. Now this is the walkway that goes up to the hot tub. Well, we can see, especially on this yucca on the left here, you can really see how it lights up the spiky leaves. But it also helps when we have Airbnb guests, helps light this pathway a little bit. Just sort of define the edges a little bit. Now as we move up towards the hot tub, you'll see that I've got a sensor light which will light up the little post lights. Again, the warm white is kind of matching there. That goes either side. Moon's out tonight. Zoom in on that. There we go. Do that again. So you can see the ambience and that warm white actually gives to the garden. So it really highlights all the leaves, especially being architectural plants that these are. It's really cool to be able to see these effects. Phormiums are another good thing to light up as well. So these post lights are mains, and they just literally come on a sensor, and as you can see they go off there. The cat's out. It's very dark. You can just about see her though. Just going back towards the house. So we do have outside lights on the back of the patio here, but they're not on a sensor, so they just come on when we put them on basically. So when you stand at the end of the patio here, you can really see the way I've lit stuff. So again, yuccas are a brilliant thing to light up because there's that kind of pineapple style stem there, the old leaves. And I must say the yucca rostratas look particularly good. They're the best ones I would say to light, just because all that linear foliage catches it at different angles. So obviously what I'm doing with this lighting is I'm picking out particular shapes and forms which I know the light is going to bounce off of really well. So you can see the banana stems here. as it lights the undersides of the leaves. Might be a bit random here, but you can see this is a tetrapanax. You can really see the veins in the leaves there. It's currently 10 to 10 at night in the evening on the 1st of June. Again, another really good example of the banana uplit. Obviously with palms as well, you've got the real interesting texture of the actual trunk there. And of course it always lights up the underside. And you've got that lovely effect as you're the nice blue sky there with the leaves. Obviously the good thing about solar lights is that you can place them anywhere, which is a really good advantage of them. Now even if they last 3 or 4 years or even 2 or 3 years, they're still worth getting because you can get them from Amazon fairly cheap, and they are a little bit of a disposable item because eventually the battery does run down. As you can see in this section here where nothing's lit up, it looks very flat compared. So this area, which is the fire pit area, I've lit up a Phoenix rubellini over here, which is in a pot that could be moved inside. And you can imagine if people were using this fire pit area, and you got the lovely detail of the very, very large group of bananas at the back here. Like that. So that's pretty much, that's the back garden. So let's go and have a look at the front garden. So either side of the back gate here, I've basically uplit a phormium on the right there and another phoenix palm on the left. Now one thing to note when you're using these spotlights as uplighters is you want the light to face away from the main direction that you look at your garden, because if you're looking at the actual spotlight itself, it doesn't create such a good effect. So obviously in the front garden it's a bit of a difficult one because visitors will be coming up the drive, so they will see the lights kind of pointing towards them, but obviously that's only for about 30 seconds. So what you really want is when people arrive at the house, you really want them to be able to see the effect of these uplights. So here we have Trachycarpus fortunei, which looks brilliant lit up against that blue sky. And as you can see, the light is pointing towards the tree there. So you don't want the light really facing towards the camera because you get that effect. So that's the top tip for this really. So I think these lights are generally, you can get 4 lights, I think for about £22 or something from Amazon. And as I say, they do the cool white and they do the warm white, but the warm light does look better effect for tropical style plants. So I'd say probably on the bamboo it's not as effective, so it can kind of highlight the leaves there, but generally having more solid leaves or more architectural shape generally looks a lot better. So this is a boutia palm, nicely lit up. So this is a main feature tree in the front garden. Just the left hand side of that we have some sort of festoon lights, which are these little solar lights on a string, and again they give a bit of ambient lighting on here. So that's a solar one as well, purchased for about £15 I think they were, so not particularly expensive. Now if I turn round, you'll see that effect. You see what I mean? You can actually see the light looking at the camera. So if I zoom in, see it does that. I've got a few bats flying around tonight as well. And the last two, so we have another Trachycarpus fortunei against the lovely blue sky there. And again, that's pointing away from the drive and towards the tree. And the final one is looking a little bit dull actually, that light, but this is a Phoenix canariensis palm. You can see the main base of it there and the light shining on it. I'm wondering whether that can, they do have settings. No, that is on the highest setting. So they have 3 different brightnesses. So you've got off completely, you've got lowest setting, medium and high, and you can see how that throws the light there. So that is my little video on lighting up your garden. Hope you found this interesting, and please let me know in the comments your thoughts on this process. And if you could please hit the like and the subscribe button, it helps me out enormously. And I'll see you guys on the next video. Thanks for watching.